On this episode of Living with a Classic, I attempt to repair a seat. Welcome back to Living with a Classic. If you're new to my channel, I hope you stick around and consider subscribing. I put new videos every week on some great Jaguar and classic car related content. So you can navigate to my channel down below, check out some of my older videos, and if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you won't miss any future updates. So in today's video, we're having a look at this, the seat bottom of the driver's seat in my 1975 XJ6. It's seen better days, but I'm going to try and save it for now. I'm not really sure what's going to happen in the future, if I'm going to go for a completely different interior or what's going to happen. I am at least going to do something with the interior, but not right now. Now it's all about getting the car back on the road, and well, this is not going to hinder you driving it. The tear here, that's a little dry and a little cracked. However, the whole seat bottom is collapsed, and that's just not comfy. Because that's one thing, you want to be comfy when you drive, otherwise you're just never going to use the car. So we're going to have a look at this from behind. I think there's some issues with the diaphragm on the bench and see if we can fix this or not. I'm not going to shell out for any new parts right now because, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to replace the whole interior or not. But let's see if we can fix this at home, hopefully for free. I flipped the seat around and I found the issue right away. I think you guys can see it too. The diaphragm is not even attached over here. So here's the foam, and that's what makes the seat comfy and nice. And the diaphragm is what keeps everything in place and kind of gives it a more springy, tighter feel. So that's why it's collapsed. This is not even attached. The foam is a little worn out around the edges, definitely, but for most part it's still there. So it's not the foam issue, it's the diaphragm. Another thing that's a little weird, if you know these seats, is that there's two diaphragms. There's only supposed to be one. And my guesses are that this is the original one. It's probably damaged somewhere, and then just slapped a second one on top. Someone's done that, a previous owner or something. I've had the other seat out, and that one only has one, and that one's not broken, so I think that one has this type. So this must be the original one. This must be a later one. Can't see any damage here as well, or there's some damage right there. And this one is, it's torn over here, so that pin is not in place. It's torn over there, and it's starting to get torn there as well. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a set of pliers or something. I'll remove these little clips here. We'll take off both diaphragms, have a look at them and see if we can save any of them. Alright, so I removed all of these little hooks all the way around, so the diaphragms are loose now. They're only hooked to the top one. I think they just left the bottom one in place. And we've already looked. This one is in pretty bad shape here in the back. It's completely torn. That one's no good. We'll put it to the side. And this one is still glued down. And if I look around here everywhere, it looks pretty good. The only damage I can see is here and a little bit over here. It's still together there, but here it's falling apart. So my idea is to try and use this diaphragm. Since most mounting points are good on it, it's only really one that's broken. And to use one of this eyelet to punch a hole, maybe right there somewhere. Possibly get a longer hook or just bend one a little bit. And see if we can get that to work. So I'm going to grab a drill. Drill a hole through here. Put one of these in place. I have one of these little pliers for these eyelets. Punch that right there. And we'll see if we can hook all this up again. I've made a mark here where the hole should be. Not too close to the edge, but still close enough so I think I can get the hook over. I'll get this block of wood. Just try and put it behind there. I have my 12mm drill. I'll try and make a hole right there. It tore a little bit on the side here when I put the eyelet in, but I don't think that's going to be an issue on the side because there's no stress that way. So I'll put the other end of it on, the little washer. And then we're going to clamp it down with the tool. I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm just going to clamp it one more time just to make sure it's all compressed. That looks really nice, and it feels really strong too. I think I'm going to try hooking up all the hooks now again, starting with this one, then going across and just pushing everything down and seeing if everything holds in place. So let's start with this one here. That looks really good. Doesn't seem to be stretching too much. Now I'll try one right across from it. It's gonna be a little tight. That seems to be working. It's tight at least. Now it's just the back ones here. I found that the easiest way of doing it is to hook the hook on the diaphragm first, make sure the long end pointing this way, and then try and hook that onto the frame. It's a lot easier that way. And just the last one now. And that's one diaphragm completely in place. It's definitely stretching a bit around here, but it's still holding, so that doesn't look that bad. Let's see what it looks like when we flip it around. And yeah, that looks a lot better. I'll just have to put it in the car, and let's see what it feels like. Now that looks a lot better. And it feels a lot better too. It's really comfy. I no longer feel like I'm sitting all the way on the ground. I have some good support. It's still pretty springy. It's not bad at all. I mean, I could use a new diaphragm. I could use new foam. I mean, I could use a new interior for this car. That's not what this build is about. It's about getting the car back on the road and to be able to enjoy it. And I'm really comfy now, so I am going to enjoy driving this. Speaking of that, I really can't wait to get to drive this car again, but there's a lot to do. The engine still has to go back together, but all the parts are here now, and everything is laid out on the bench, so as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm going to start assembling the heads. So that'll be the next film coming up. Then I need to put the studs back into the engine, put all the new freeze plugs, the core plugs back in, and then there's all the ancillaries around that need to go back onto the car. So there's a lot. Then there'll be the first startup video of the engine, and I'm really looking forward to that. Hope you guys are too. But I'm not really done then as well. I need to check over the brakes, degrease everything, have a look underneath. And I do know that the parking brake needs to be adjusted. So there's some stuff to do before this can go back on the road. But hopefully, within the next few weeks, he'll be back on the road. So if you like this video, please hit that like button and share it with your friends. Until next time, I'm Adam, and this was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.